everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today is Monday and I thought it would be fitting to start this video on a Monday. I'm going to take you through my week and just the struggles, emotions, changes, hopefully, and yeah, just how I'm trying to put practical action into place and just bring you along. I hope you enjoy watching and I'm sending all my love. If anybody else is also trying to navigate change and just take back ownership of their life and just heal and get better, then this is going to be the video for you. I just hope that it helps people to feel less alone in this. But yeah, I remember I actually sat here and made a video when I was a few years ago, so it's quite weird sitting here again. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble. Let's get into the video. Hello everyone and good morning. Today is Tuesday. Yesterday I didn't film that much, but today I'm back on the grind. I'm here. I want to keep myself accountable and also just share some thoughts and feelings that I've been having, and one of them being that today is almost a week since I haven't ran, and going from somebody who, I will be open and honest, I was running every single day. Going from doing that to not doing that is, today I feel quite meh about that, let's be honest. But I also just want to share that it is genuinely short-term pain for long-term gain, and the damage that it would cause to continue doing something that is really not helping your body, and the long-term effect that that is going to cause, because in the moment you don't think that that's going to happen, but it will. And yeah, I'm just reminding myself of that. So if you are also struggling, just keep that in thought. I was feeling quite guilty yesterday about not working and just feeling like I shouldn't really be off work because I'm not really unwell. Like, you know, when you have a cold or you have flu or some kind of infection and you physically feel unwell, then it almost feels like you can not be at work. But because some days I do physically feel okay, I'm just tired and stuff, but I don't know, just sharing, thinking out loud. But I just want to say that regardless of that, that doesn't mean that you don't deserve to take time to heal and reflect on things and give yourself rest and compassion and rebuild yourself, because that is just a different form of having time off, if that makes sense. But it's just as needed and should be just as much accepted as being physically unwell, if that makes sense. But that's how I felt yesterday, so I just thought I'd share. It is that time. It is. You know what time this is. And just a reminder that it is important to do this and to be consistent when you're trying to restore, because you have to have consistent energy coming in order for your body to begin to trust you again. I will be completely honest, so I'm gonna try and start to have something different for my lunch and just try and have different things and not just have avocado. I mean, I am having avocado and egg, but in a different way, with kind of more focus on increasing more carbs, because we need carbs, okay? Don't fear them, because I know myself, I've been through periods where I'm like, oh no, I don't need that many carbs and low carb is better. But actually, no, we need carbs. So I feel pretty angry about this, but today I'm going to have one of these wraps. I am genuinely feeling angry about doing this, and the thought that it's almost a week since I haven't ran, and just the thought of having this and then having to have something else and then having to have my dinner later, and just you're just kind of like overthinking everything, but I think you just have to do it and just think like this is genuinely just fuel, and it's just going to help to fuel my brain and speed up this process, and it's just a wrap, okay? So this is how the wrap has turned out. I did wrap it up a little bit weird, kind of like I'm a little bit underwhelmed. The wraps have a weird taste. They also smell funny. I wonder if they're in date. But hey, it's okay. You win some, you lose some. As an afternoon snack, I had some kiwi and I had some of this granola that I got from Vilgain. I forgot that I had this. It was very, very, very nice. It's actually really affordable as well. I do highly recommend. I did go to the dentist, but then when I got home, I did make a little pasta dish with some leftover stuff that needed blending, and I just stuck it in the blender and blended it. Peppers are so versatile and you can use them for so many different things, so I highly recommend having them in the cupboard at home. This is what I had. It was like a little pasta dish, and then I did have a Ninja Creamy. This is how it turned out. The hazelnut butter is actually insane as well. But anyway, that was it. Good night. Good morning, lovely lot. Today is Wednesday and today marks 1 week since I last ran. Today I feel quite upset and I feel quite repetitive. I feel quite bored. I feel quite agitated, but I know that this has to be a case of repeat, and just try and challenge as much as you can. I think that as well, sometimes when you don't see results in a week, you become quite disheartened, and physical changes probably won't happen in the first week, but don't let that be a reason to not carry on, and don't let it just be a reason to think, oh well, nothing's changed, so there's no point, because that's not the way forward. Unfortunately, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. Sometimes the fear of not really knowing what life is going to look like after recovery and what it is that you want to do with your life, I think that fear kind of gets in the way at times. But I think that sometimes if you don't really know what you want in life right now, I think it's important to, instead of think about what you do want, think about what you don't want, because then that's going to give you the answers for what you do want in a way, if that makes sense. So maybe try and write a little list of what you don't want your life to look like in the next 6 months, let's say. I hope that helps, because I feel like it's helped me to kind of think about what I definitely don't want to be doing in 6 months' time. Hello everyone and good evening. As you would have seen, I've just had my dinner for the evening. I had cod with some stir-fry veggies that needed using and quinoa that also needed using, and I just added some soy sauce. It was very basic, but that's okay. It was all right. But anyway, I did have some Hu chocolate as well. I'm obsessed. But I just wanted to say that I think last week I had like 2 days where I felt really like hungry and just really like motivated and just really like, yeah. And in the afternoon I was like, oh, I'm still hungry. And then I was like hungry for my dinner, and I was like really like, yeah, this is good. And this week, especially today, I've just been feeling so weird. In the morning when I wake up, I'm so hungry, and then I'll have my breakfast, and then I'll get hungry again for my dinner, but then after my dinner, I don't know what happens, I just seem to just feel disgusting. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's because I'm stressing, or whether it's because I'm anxious, or whether it's because I'm thinking that I've not ran for a week and now I'm just, I don't know what's going on. But then it is actually like physically there, like I do physically feel very full, so I don't know what's happening. I just thought I would share it, and if you are also relating to what I'm saying, then you're not alone, and don't let your mind make you think that there's something wrong with you, because there's not. Because I know it's so easy to do it. I was literally just thinking like there's something wrong with me, like what's going on. But then I think sometimes like even without recovery and without struggling with food. I think that this is part of life anyway. I think it's normal to sometimes feel full and sometimes feel a bit off and just, yeah. So I don't think it's about eradicating these feelings. I think it's just about learning to accept them and deal with them and not let them control our thoughts and behaviours, if that makes sense. But anyway, I think I've just exhausted myself. So I am going to take my makeup off and then I'm going to chill. I'm going to read my book. Well, I'm going to try to read my book. I'm reading this one at the moment. But yeah, that's the end of Wednesday. So I will see you tomorrow. Good morning everyone and welcome to Thursday. It's quite scary how fast time goes, but anyway, I have just been to an appointment and I just got a little bit of information about how your body processes fats and lipids, because I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but I just wanted to talk about it because my cholesterol is quite high and this is quite a common thing with people who struggle with, obviously, I don't like saying the word, but it's quite a common thing. And yeah, this is just a bit of information about why it happens and what to do about it, essentially, because it's almost like we are completely doing the opposite of what we think we're doing. So when we have these kind of behaviours and thoughts and patterns and rules, we think that we're doing the right thing. We think that we're actually being healthy, but we're actually doing the opposite of what we think we're doing. And I think that when you start to realise that, it can really help you to kind of give you that push in your recovery to realise, actually, this is what it was convincing me was healthy and right, but actually it's doing the complete opposite to your body and it's damaging your body. So it's not to kind of scare people and scare anybody, but it's just actual truth and fact. Now, not everybody will obviously suffer with having high cholesterol or anything like that, but yeah, it's just something that you don't really hear it getting spoken about all that much. But anyway, welcome to Thursday. I am actually going to go out for lunch with my dad today, so that's different, and yeah, I will bring you along. Hi everyone, I have just been for lunch with my dad. It was nice to get out the house and I had scrambled egg on sourdough with feta and za'atar, which is like a herb or a spice. I don't know if it's a herb or a spice, but I had that and it was absolutely lovely. I did get a little snippet of what I had. Nice to get out, definitely. I think that it just proves that it's good to go and eat out and socialise and use it as not just food, it's just actually about bringing you together with people, and it's okay to do that. Hi everyone, today is Saturday. I didn't film anything yesterday, so I do apologise, but I am going to end this little video here, and I've got a couple of ideas of some stuff that I'm going to do next week, so I will video that. Don't give up, keep on going. And don't be disheartened when you don't see changes, when you start making changes initially, because it takes time. Our bodies take time. Unfortunately, it's really hard. But trust the process and give it a few weeks, because the second that you start doubting the process, you're just going to put yourself back. So keep on going. Okay. Bye.